In your mathematical journey, you've learned every operation has an inverse. Addition has subtraction. Squaring has the square root. But what's the inverse of raising something to a power? We know 2 cubed is 8. But what power do you raise 2 to get 10? The answer is somewhere between 3 and 4, but how do we find it exactly? This is where logarithms come in. A logarithm answers one simple question: to what power must I raise this base to get this result? So the equation 2 to the power of 3 equals 8 can be rewritten in its inverse form. Log base 2 of 8 equals 3. Notice the pattern? The base of the power is the base of the log, and the answer to the logarithm is the power. You can solve many logs in your head just by asking that power question. What is log base 5 of 25? Ask yourself, 5 to what power is 25? The answer is 2. How about log base 3 of 27? 3 to what power is 27? The answer is 3. What about log base 2 of 1/8? To get 8, you need the power 3. To get the reciprocal 1/8, you need a negative power, so the answer is -3. There are a few ground rules. You can't take the log of a negative number or 0. It's undefined. And while a log can have any base, 2 are so common they get their own buttons on your calculator. There's the common log, written as just log, which assumes base 10. It's the language of the Richter scale for earthquakes. Then there's the natural log, written as ln, which uses a special base called e. This one is critical for calculus and modeling continuous growth. So whenever you see a logarithm, just remember, it's an exponent in a different costume. If you ever get stuck, just rewrite the log equation in its exponential form. It's the key that unlocks the power, letting us measure everything from the rumble of the earth to the quietest whisper.